The US has reportedly told India that it's considering caps on H-1B work visas for nations that force foreign companies to store data locally. This is according to a Reuters report. India is the largest recipient of these temporary visas, most of them for workers at big Indian tech firms. The report comes days ahead of US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's visit to New Delhi. Our correspondent Rebecca Bundan tells us how this will affect the tech sector of India and the US.
If it were to be implemented, it would have huge implications for India's tech sector, which is heavily dependent on these visas. India does account for 70% of the overall quota of these visas. That just gives you an idea of how reliant they are on the H-1B visas, which allows tech firms in particular from India to send skilled workers such as engineers, software developers to the United States. Now, the reports suggesting that what officials might be looking at is capping these visas at between 10 to 15% of the current quota. That's hugely significant for India. It would affect a sector in India, the IT sector, that's worth some $150 billion. So that's obviously a very important part of the country's economy. We've definitely seen an escalation in trade tensions between India in the past couple of weeks. There have been ongoing trade tensions for some time. But if we look at what's happened this month, earlier this month, the US ended the preferential trade status for India, and that was clearly targeted specifically at India because it was saying that it's not getting equal access to markets. And what that meant for a lot of Indian companies, businesses that are exporting to the US on certain products, they would lose out on duty-free benefits. Then shortly after that, on Sunday, we saw a retaliation from India when it introduced tariff hikes on a number of products that come in from the US, ranging from almonds to apples, for example. So this has definitely been an issue that's escalating, and it does come ahead of Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State in the US, his visit, which is scheduled for Monday. So it's an interesting time for this latest report to come out, because it certainly suggests that if this is something that is seriously being looked at, that it could be something of a bargaining chip, for example. And certainly expectations are that trade issues will come up. And also when Trump and Modi meet later this month at the G20 summit in Osaka, that's also going to be an issue that arises there.